Well, hello guys, PokePlayer, and today I'm back for another Wi-Fi battle, and this one is against Aiden. I don't know the Twitter name, but he chats me on Twitter, so I will leave the link of his Twitter in the description below as always. And today we've got a little more special video because we've got a video with a border, aka a frame around it, which is beautiful in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I will try to edit it on all the videos from this point, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. But today we've got a mixed battle, and we both decided to bring one Uber Pokemon. He brings the Mega Mawile, I bring the Lugia, and the rest of the team is pretty balanced, so that's pretty nice. He said he was not really a competitive battler, so I didn't expect that much of the battle. And it is also not the most competitive battle, but it is still good game, and he made some plays even though it wasn't that competitive. So I predicted his superior to be the lead because it's a really cool Pokemon, and I set up my rocks because that is very helpful. Like always. So he switches into his Emboar, and right now I need to switch out at this point, so I'm going to do that and go into my Lugia, my Uber Poke. Shiny from the Wonder Trade, it's amazing. Unfortunately enough, as you guys can see, it does not have the multi-skill. That would have been even better, but the Reckless Flare Blitz still does a buttload of damage. So I have to switch out of here, which I know. So, well, I don't have to switch out of here, he has to switch out of here, because I've got the Aeroblast coming his way. So he switches out, knowing that probably an Aeroblast is coming or something like that, and I do in fact go for the Aeroblast if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I do. So it has a pretty cool animation actually, this gen. 100 base flying type move, high critical hit ratio, right? I think that's what it is, but it's still pretty cool. And Lugia is such a beast at this battle, it's really great. So now I switch out, go into my Pharaoh Fortress, as he goes for the Moonblast, which doesn't do diddly squat to my Fortress, which is great. I'm not especially defensive or something, but it still does not a lot of damage. So he switches out, and I kind of like predict that because he doesn't want to stay in on the Gyro Ball, and I think I go for the Vultures right here. It was a while ago. No, I go for the Gyro Ball right here because I did want that thing to die. And it's still... no, it doesn't do anything against the Emboar. So, he actually has the leftovers as well as I do. So, right now I will switch out because I don't like taking the Flare Blitz, and it's still a good poke against the... well, whatchamacallit. So now my opponent makes a good play, goes for the Hedge Smash, because that would have decimated the Lugia. And it still has a buttload of recoil to him as well. I think Hedge Smash is 50% recoil. It's really much. It's not a really viable move if you don't have the Rock Head ability, which Tyrantrum actually has. I don't know if it's released already. I think it is, but it is still really nice. So right here I just went for the Sludge Wave, kind of like predicting his switch, because I knew he didn't want to stay in, and the Sludge Wave does a good amount of damage. So that's great. My opponent goes for the Boom Burst right here, and that actually doesn't kill my Tentacruel, and I can go for the Mirror Coat to revenge kill it. So that's great. I love Mirror Coat on the Tentacruel. It's such a good move because Tentacruel takes hits for days. I love to use it against Volt switching Rotoms, which are defensively built or stuff like that, because Volt Switch still does a good amount of damage, and if you go for the Mirror Coat, it will OHKO something else, anything he wants to switch into. So that's great. So now he goes for the Leaf Storm once again. I pressure the Leaf Storm, which is great because Leaf Storm only has 5 PP, so that means he will be forced to use another move if he is out of the PP, of course. So he switches out, and I go for the... what do I go for? I switch out as well, predicting his switch, but I didn't predict him to actually switch it to the Rotom right here, so I switch into my fortress, which is not going to like a overheat. So right here I switch into my tentacruel to sack it off, because yeah, it needed to get a sack right there. So the Cruelastria, I love the name. I don't know why I named it like that, but it's still a cool name in all honesty. Goes down right there, which is unfortunate, but it's alright. So now I switch out into my Mozart, my explode as well. We both had explodes, and this full switch doesn't do that much of damage, which is great. So now I can go for the boom burst. No, I actually predicted his switch into the Mawile or the DNC, so I went for the surf. And luckily enough, I catch this Mawile, and the spec surf from my explode is nothing to mess around with. So that's Mawile down, and that's his Uber Pokemon down. That's really easy. So now he switches into the Superior, knowing that I'm choiced and I don't want to stay in on that. So I switch out into the Lugia because I can pressure its Leaf Storms once again. And Superior has nothing to hit me with, which is even better. It might have Dragon Pulse, but that's about it. So it boosts its special attack, but that doesn't matter. So right here I predict his switch into something, so I go for the T-Wave. Actually, I don't run Toxic on this one, I run T-Wave. So he goes into the Diancie, and the Diancie, well, Diancie kind of likes T-Wave. No, I Arrow Blast. Sorry guys, I was debating to go for the T-Wave at that point, but I didn't. So Diancie is still on a low amount of health, which is great. So now I switch out, knowing that the what's that move? That rock type move. Well, it probably doesn't have it because it didn't go for it right there. Diamond Storm, that's what it is. But I was fearing the Diamond Storm at that range, but he goes for the Moonblast, which is even better. So now I go for the Volt Switch. Predicting his switch, right? Let me see. After the rocks, Ambor is not at a high range of health. So yes, I do go for the Volt Switch. It won't kill it because it is not stab, it is 70 base power, it is a special base move, and my fortress is more physically offensive. So, and more physically offensive in general. So I go for the Volt Switch right here. Jolteon proving to be a crazy good Pokemon in this game as well. I haven't used Jolteon in a while, so that's why I brought it this time, because Jolteon needs to get some more usage out of it. So now I switch out once again and go into my Mozart, knowing that it can take a hit and, well, and still retaliate with a good move. So now I go for the Surf or the Boom Burst. I think I went for the Surf, but I don't live this overheat at that range. So that's too bad, but it's still an overheat, a really powerful move. So I do kind of like get it why Mozart didn't live that. So now I can go into my Hermes once again, go for the Shadow Ball, knowing that it will kill it from that range. And well, just to be sure, you can never be too sure. So he switches out into the Superior right here, but I do carry the Hidden Power Ice, and it is enough from that range, which I actually didn't expect. But luckily enough, Life Orb, Hidden Power Ice from a Jolteon is enough to kill the Superior, so that's great. And the last Pokemon he has left, let me see, is the Diancie, and that won't take the Thunderbolt from that range as well. Even max special defense, Assault Vest, Diancie, no, that won't take it from that range of health, so that's great. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the frame around it. I will try and get some editings in the next video, but this was just more of a test video to kind of play around with this kind of stuff. I do really enjoy it, and it's much better for the video as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and well, I